Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Fernando Sustaida with my guest, Tammie. I don't even try to butcher your last name. So,
It's
what is
Chrin.
Chris?
Chrin.
Okay, that's
It's
what I
so
thought.
short.
But I was like, it's too simple. I don't think it's that way. Okay.
Yeah, we get a lot of Shrins. We get a lot of
Okay.
Trin, but
Yeah. Okay.
Chrin. It's Chrin.
Okay.
Yes.
And today we're going to be talking about an interesting concept. It's KDP for business to business.
Mhm.
And I mean, just a little bit introduction of this. You probably remember a couple of years back, somebody came out with something that was called local merch, and it was probably about going to local bars and stuff like that, and getting the idea to use shirts for commercial purposes and attract customers back. This kind of follows that idea, but it's not the same.
Mhm.
It is actually different because of books. It requires a different type of technique. It's not like people want to bring hey, I brought my book with me, give me my
Yeah.
discount. It's
Exactly.
for other purposes. So I just wanted to make that clarification very, very upfront, so it doesn't get confused that
Okay.
we're gonna be talking about the same, right? It's not about going to local bars, stuff like that, and saying, hey, I can create for you your menus and things. It's more
Correct. Yeah.
for something else. So, Tammie, this is the first time I actually have you in my group. It'll
Yeah.
be nice
Thank
if you
you.
actually introduce yourself. We are broadcasting literally in 6 different places right now,
Okay.
so I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know you. So,
I don't think so. I think thank you for having me in your community. I appreciate your invitation to share this KDP for B2B model. So the Kendall Direct Publishing for business to business. My name is Tammie Chrin, as you heard, and I started this business a few years back, and it's just something that's been taking off and building, and we wanted to share it with you. And I started talking to Fernando about this. He was interested in sharing this in his group, and I'm very grateful for that.
awesome. Now, how long have you been doing this yourself, Tammie?
I've been doing this for a little over probably 2.5 years now. So I started out in KDP and just doing KDP, and I was finding it to be, I think it's a great model and it works really well for people, but I just felt that this was another extension of it. And to be able to go out to businesses and create these, we call them booklets, so that people don't get confused with literature books, because that happens a lot. I don't create literature books, I create booklets for businesses. And so it's been about 2.5 years I've been doing this, and been sharing this for just probably over a year now.
I mean, there are many people like me that we are not in KDP.
Mm-hmm.
I use the whole idea of creating low content books have never been on my attracted to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's uh, bad in time. I mean, although I know a lot of people have had a great level of success, but there's some
Yes.
others that do not. They want to do KDP, but they do not want to worry about the keywords and the
Right.
titles and the continuous
Advertising.
creation of the same thing is not for them. It's something that is just a single click, and I know because I'm not very good in keywords myself. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that is not the best for everybody.
Right.
But they are probably good at talking to people. They're probably good at building business relationships, and they're good at I mean, they're probably good at at doing door-to-door sales or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so tell us a little bit about how this works. What is the
Okay.
concept behind this? I mean, without giving us the whole course of work.
Right. Well, basically, what you're saying is I went into KDP. I didn't love doing the keywords. And then I started thinking about my own background in business. I've been in business for myself since I was in my 20s. So I've been doing this a long time. And I knew that if I could get a business to find out more about how these booklets worked for them, because when I went out to businesses, they're not sure how these worked for them, but how to drive the traffic. So the business now is driving the traffic to the booklets, and that's the difference. So it's a great way if you like going out. And well, right now with COVID, we can't really go out as much. But when I first started, I was going out to businesses, talking to them about these low content books. And when you're going to be thinking about this, think about it as guides, logs, trackers. So it's still the low content idea, and checklists and things like that. So think of someone like a realtor. A realtor, I have getting your home ready to sell. Now it's just a little booklet here that has a checklist. but they have her contact information, her picture, and all her contact information and a little bio about her. What I found is these booklets were really well received in the business community because they didn't realize they could have these print-on-demand books from Amazon. They didn't even know they existed. And so when I started talking to these businesses, they were surprised they could get one book at a time. And then you can, make some changes if needed, and they're at a reasonable cost on Amazon. And the best thing about it is they can be shipped out in 2 days with Prime. So this is really great for our business owners to be able to have this type of booklet available to them. And finding out everything's under my account, so I'm making a royalty every time a book is sold.
So you don't share the royalty with the companies. In this case, you actually get to keep all the royalty.
It depends on the business. Now, like a realtor, it's I keep all the royalty. They're not selling the booklets. They're just giving these to their clients. It's kind of like a little bit of a lead magnet. But then someone like a therapist, we share in a royalty. So okay. I do give her royalty, which that means the business owner is driving traffic to the book because they want to make money as well. So there's two ways to go about this. Okay. So the two ways, you can just make a royalty yourself, and the books are just bought by the realtor or the course creator or whoever your business you're working with, or you can offer a rev share. And we talk a lot about this through the course that I've created, is how to set all those things up for sharing the rev share or just creating the royalty for yourself. And there's also I do a setup fee. So I have a setup fee for each booklet that I create. So you're going to be making money on that side as well. So you're going to have a setup fee. And this is your own business, so you can decide what that fee, is going to be. But say, just for instance, I charge $600 for the basic low content booklet. So I charge $600 for the setup fee, and then I like to make about a $5 royalty on each booklet.
So you can close 5 of these deals a month. That is $3,000 plus royalties.
Correct. And that becomes a reoccurring income because the business is buying them, repeating this over and over. Say one of them that I have here is she has a course. So about this lady here, her name is Tara. She has a course for Mind Body Revolution. What's fantastic about this booklet is she does this about every 6 weeks, and she gets another, 30 to 50 to 100 people in her group, depending on the time of year. And then she sends the booklets out to her customers when they buy the course and do the program. And then it gets under my account. So I make the royalty on that booklet every time.
So that every 6 months, you're going to get about 30 to 50 sales from that specific lady because she's selling those courses.
Yes, and I keep building and building and building. So it's not just, it's not just 30 or 50 booklets. It's like, that's one person. That's just one business that I'm working with. And so, so that's kind of the gist of it in that sense. But yeah, that's been working really well. And I wanted to be able to share this idea because I really like working with businesses. And I found this to be something that when I started asking the business owners, like I said, they really didn't know this was available to them. And they knew print on demand was available, and they know they can go to Staples and do this, but the booklets are much more expensive, what I found from Staples.
They charge very high there.
Very high.
And then they have to do all the designing and layout and, and everything else. And they are not set up to do something like this. They are, they're in the business of making money doing what they're good at. So
absolutely, they don't have the time, or they don't care to make the booklet. If you can do this and take it off their plate, they're happy. And people don't throw booklets away. Like for the realtor, I think it's great. Is sometimes a business card gets misplaced, or it gets thrown away, or whatever. I have another one called a maintenance checklist. So the realtor sells a house, you know how they do the little gift to them? They give them a little gift usually. We can add that booklet in there. Well, that person's going to pull that booklet out every quarter to check the, you know, furnace filters and the batteries and the fire alarm. So they're pulling that booklet out every time and seeing that realtor's face and contact information. Let's say 5 years down the road, they're still have this booklet and her contact or his contact information is right there in their hand versus a business card or something. They're like, I can't remember what the email was or who they worked for, or, you know, as 5 years or 10 years goes down the road.
Yeah.
But the booklet is right in their hand basically every quarter for home maintenance.
Sullivan is saying she loves a realtor. I know a lot of them.
Oh yeah, I know there's so many out there.
Yes, definitely. Now, this is also something that you can combine with all the repeatable businesses, right? You develop a relationship, let's say, with a gym, where they're like one of those small local gyms that they're looking for, for the coaches to have a little log for the student, to keep the weights and size.
Right, the tracking.
And tracking. You can develop an opportunity to also say, you know what, I can also do, your water bottles, I can do your t-shirts, I can do something.
Right.
So it's an opportunity to fulfill them with more products for their businesses in print on demand, platform. That is, that's a business that you can open and create a business relationship for yourself in there. Now, how difficult is this to go? I mean, I know not everybody is cut out to go and talk to businesses and say, hey, I'm here to make you money.
Right. Well, we go through a lot of that about relationship building because I'm really not into cold calls, sales. It's really about building a relationship and talking with these business owners, finding out a little bit about their business. As you get better and better at this, and I can show you how to do this and get the pieces all lined up for you. But what's great is just take a realtor. We have, a lot of people know realtors. Get one done, but you could create booklets for each person in the office because they're so individual, they're customized for them. So it doesn't even, so if I have one lady or one guy in an office, they'll recommend their partner and their partner and their partner and their partner. So the referrals become much easier once you've established a few relationships with a business. So yes, it's not for everybody to maybe go out and talk with businesses or online now, but the great thing is we've been working on email strategies as well. Facebook and all the social media platforms really lend this opportunity for us in this KDP for B2B world, because these booklets now, everyone has a course. I mean, how many workbooks and courses do we hear? So you could just stay in that world, just online, start building those, talk about their business. How do they, serve their clients? We see that they give these booklets away or PDFs away all the time. So you can think of it in that sense too, as it's a workbook for a course that someone's doing or a program.
Now, what about legal terms? I mean, of course, we enter with them into a contract to create the book, and then we have some sort of an agreement with them,
right,
on a napkin. Do you teach something about how they can create some basic agreements with these people so that the contract doesn't fall into place and they say, yeah, we don't need it? Or how do you
Sure. Well, as things went on, I did create, we do have an agreement. We don't really call it a contract. We just call it an agreement because we want to be on the same page. And sometimes as you're talking with the business owner, they have a different thought process. One thing came up one time for us was someone thought the booklet was going to be 100 pages. We didn't get that, but we didn't hear that when he said it. But we had an agreement, so we went through a checklist and we were able to say, okay, he wants the booklet to be 100 pages. That was something he wanted. But it's just to be on the same page. So we do walk you through agreements. This is your own business, so you can go into doing contracts. You can hire your own lawyers and do all that contracts. And I recommend that if that's something you feel more comfortable with in your business. But basically, the agreement is just how many pages. Do they have their logo? Can you use their logo? Can you use some of their material that they're providing? So we do have an agreement that we provide and we've put together to share with the group as well.
Now, of course, I mean, I have access to the course. I haven't finished it. I mean,
it's pretty hefty,
but I see that you don't spend a lot of time teaching KDP. This is not a KDP course.
No.
This is a business opportunity program.
What?
Uh,
Yes.
so in here, you actually teach about how to approach how to identify potential customers,
Mm-hmm.
how to approach them, and how to close them. Right. So it's more about the negotiation of the prospect, or what can you expect if you were to go into your program.
Yeah, so basically we do a high level KDP kind of overview of how to create a booklet for businesses. We don't dive into the whole KDP side, and we leave that up to other people like you have in Michelle Brubaker's group and all that, because that's keywords, that's designing, that's getting into all that. We will walk you through how to get the book started, how to create the book, but then we really dive into is the relationship building, building your business, getting the pricing right, and getting all of the the setup for how to reach out to the business and how to get referrals. And like you mentioned earlier too, Fernando, which was perfect too, is as I've built this business, I do have these great relationships with these business owners, and they ask me, can I help them with, like tote bags or T-shirts or pop sockets or anything that you other branded materials. So I've partnered with another person who does branded materials, and we create them for them. So subscription boxes became a huge thing. So, I created these booklets. Well, the booklets can go in the subscription box. I have a person who does subscription boxes. So you don't have to be, we have a lot of resources like that I can direct people to, but it does come up because you start building those relationships and trust, and they trust you to get these products. So it lends a big opportunity to create a lot of other products as well.
Yeah, I mean the opportunities are endless. Like going to a kids party place, and you can say, hey, I can do customizable coloring books for for your guests, and they can put them in the goodie bags. You can do
Yes.
so much stuff, with KDP when you approach businesses, as long as the volume is there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how long will it take for somebody to say, okay, I'm taking this course and taking this, this program, which is this is more like a program, kind of more
Right. It's more of a program.
To say, okay, I already did this. You start identifying customers. Like how hard is to find the first customer?
What I always suggest is use who you know. Start out with who you know. And that's how I started. I used to work out at this gym. That's when I asked the gym owner, do you guys, and it's a franchise, does your franchise provide a tracking booklet for, I was doing all the weights and training and nutrition? And he goes, no. And I started watching, and he would have a new client come in, and they'd have just this printed piece of paper trying to fill out and tell you, do 10 reps of this, then go on the treadmill for 20 minutes and all these things. So when I said, what if I could customize this booklet for you and brand it? And he's like, could you do that? And I said, yes. So I started doing that. And it didn't take me long to get the people that I was really into nutrition and weight training at the time. So how many nutritionists out there have meal plans? I mean, just think of people that are tracking things. Any business that's tracking anything, that is huge. Just creating their branded booklet, because they have you go to Barnes and Nobles or one of the bookstores to buy someone else's branded booklet to track things. So when you're talking with a business or thinking of businesses, think of somebody who's tracking logs, guides, all that stuff, but also think about, are they sending that person to somewhere else to buy a notebook? Why not have them their own brand on that booklet with their contact information? So think of those things. And I found that to be very, very easy to find out about someone's business. I'll ask them questions about their business. And then it's just the conversation. Once they understand how this is, it's just been very simple.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things about me is that when you start talking to me, my brain starts always going in circles and thinking about ideas. I was just thinking about, going to a bakery store and actually talking to them and say, have you ever thought about doing a cooking book, for your some of your recipes?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
it's endless.
It's endless list.
You could find, well, what I suggest is I got a little widespread in the beginning was like nutritionists to, courses to realtors. I really tried to hone in on who was going to make me the most money. So that's what you want to think about is realtors are great and we can all do them and use them to have their great business model because they love marketing. They like to stand out. They have the money for marketing and they want to keep purchasing these booklets and, keeps going. So you want to look at the business style and the business type. What are they doing? Is this going to be onesie twosie or, and that's fine if that's what your business model is. But if you want volume, look at these businesses that could create volume. I'm really getting into wedding planners, events. And let me tell you why. This is because events, I've been going to event centers and what they do is they have a preferred venue list. They're all friends in this world. They're all friends. So now I have a relationship with the venue owner. Now she's gave me a list. I mean, it was like, here's a list of people I recommend. Now I have someone who decorates cakes. I have somebody who does photography. I have a wedding planner, like the planner. So there's checklists for all of that. And they want to be branded as well. But they all know each other. And so you can recommend each other's, you could put the preferred list in the booklet. So you could cross promote like crazy. So that's one of the ones I'm working on right now is wedding planners and how many venues are there and how many people do they know? So just say average 10 people that they use, the DJ, the bartenders, the caterers, the cook, all the cake decorators, and multiple other things. But
yeah, I guess everybody will have to pick their own niche. I mean, like anything else is about niching. And you are going to go with cars. You can probably go to car dealerships and
absolutely
can say, "Hey, here's my booklet for you to keep track of all your repairs and oil changes for your car." There's my contact information in the back, so whenever you need to buy a new car, you can always remember me because I want to be in the glove compartment. So I mean, you will probably lose my car, but you won't lose this book that is going to
booklet,
all your receipts for the maintenance of the car. There are so many things you can do. So,
right.
And I see that, of course, you talk about, setting up, you talk about different types of products that we can have, and then you go more into the kind of business and you talk about where to find these businesses and you give ideas. Of course, depends on where you live and the city size and stuff like that changes the strategy a little bit, but the bigger the city, the bigger the market.
Well, you could also do it online. It's something that now with this COVID around, people are much more engaging and growing their businesses online. That you can build these type of relationships right online and whatever market you decide to go through. So you don't have to, it doesn't have to just be a local. Local's great, especially in the beginning, just to get your feet wet and just kind of get, maybe have relationships with coaches already or your gym or wherever. I highly recommend doing it that way first if you're new in it. But after that, it can just expand.
And I mean, and I'm looking at the module 8 is how to prepare for your initial meeting. So you pretty much tell us in this program what we need to bring to the meeting, to the questions that you need to ask, and what you can expect. So it's literally a business program where you get some training to pretty much what people don't want to say. It's sales, but I see it's very complete in terms of psychology issues here as well, and how to build a relationship, how to build the referrals, and how to build a network. When somebody refers you, do you pay any type of affiliate to them? Like it's like say a business says, "Hey, I have a friend who would like to do it." Do you give him any referrals of fee? Or
I haven't had to do that at this point.
Awesome.
People have been it's amazing when you do build these relationships in business and you do talk with them. They just love when they're so excited about their booklet, their own stuff, they're willing to share it with their friends and other business colleagues. So I have not had to do that to get referrals. I've done that referral programs for many years and those work too. So it's not a bad idea if that's what you choose to do and you want to add that to your business model. But I have not had to do that myself.
Sorry. what's the name?
KDP for B2B.
Energy seasons in here in my area. It's like horrible right now.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, so it's a 16 module course, and it is a step by, this is a business model. So even if you don't do KDP, you can pull this in and just do this only. So I don't want everybody to get confused where you have to be a KDP, have a business before you do KDP for B2B, because you can just have this as a one platform model as well.
Yeah, and I see that. It's one of those deals that you don't really need to be, a KDP expert, because all you gotta do is, you don't have to worry about the keywording. You don't have to worry about the title. You don't have to worry about brain description, because you have a captive audience that is going to be purchasing this. Even if you name it, the random book of nothing, they only need the link. So
exactly.
you don't have to worry about
business owner, the Amazon link, and then do those kind of things, and they promote it. And that's the beauty of this whole idea is they're driving the traffic to the booklet, and they're excited about it because there's pictures on there and it's their information, and they're up on Amazon, and Amazon's shipping is ideal for this type of market because it's in 2 days with Prime.
Yes, and that's what makes a difference, right? I mean, this
saves the business owner money and time, and that's what they really, that's what they're busy running their business. And especially now with COVID, I really feel like if you're thinking about creating another income stream, then jump into this now, because these businesses need our help. They want to stand out. They need our help, and they don't even know this exists for them. So if you can jump into this now and get this business model started, I think that these businesses are just gonna want your help.
Well, I mean, it's like they're saying, right? People don't know what they need.
Right.
So until you show them exactly what they need, they don't know they need this, because they don't know it exists. And it's your job to go and show it to them and say, hey, this is what I can do for your business. And I mean, and charging $600 setup fee, I mean, that is 5 to 10 of those people that you can have a $50,000 to $100,000 income, a year, with with the royalties flowing. That is a crazy business model. That if you are good at sales and you're good at building relationships, should be like second nature to you to do something like this. Now, you have a discount, I believe, for
yes, I do.
an audience.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't even shared the link.
Okay.
Probably should do that first.
Yeah. So we have a 16 module course that we're giving you guys a special price on, and
yeah,
it has the link for you guys if you're looking to. So $200 off. So it's going to be $197. But this is a business model, so you have to remember this is going to walk you through how to find the businesses, how to build the relationship, and how to get business again and reoccurring. Keep the referrals coming. So, and I offer coaching as well. Our website is KDP for B2B.com, and it's the letter 4. So some people get a little confused. So it's KDP number 4 for B2B. Yeah.
I just posted the link in there.
Okay.
It's a weird link, but it is. I sadly didn't have the time to add it to the university, so I will add it shortly, there, so that people can actually access it.
Okay.
But do you promote the listings? Do you promote listings? Do you promote listings
Amazon as marketing advantage too.
Okay, that's why, because I was not making. Okay. I was not making advantage for the business.
You can, I mean, you can add you can do whatever you would choose to do if you want. I mean, the more sales of the book, the more you make. So it's not terrible if you want to add keywords or, be able to promote the book. I do have a Instagram page for my business, and I promote their link on my Instagram page too, because obviously if they sell their books, then So that gives an advantage to the business owner as I'm promoting it to my business group as well. And it's just kind of a nice thing, but you can add the keywords if you're good at that. The more traffic that drives, but that's not really the whole point of this. Is really the business owner is going to be driving the traffic. So they'll have the URL from Amazon on their website. I give that to them, and then they are able to promote that in any way they do all their social media or anything else that they promote.
Yeah, it's probably logical for someone like the coach, that they do online coaching and stuff like that to promote them. That will make more sense because he can bring him some more, coaching students. But for example, the realtors, they're very, very local, very, very regional specific. I don't think running an ad for them on Amazon will do any good for them because most people are going to be like, why do I need a realtor for Tampa Bay when I live in San Diego?
Right.
So, it depends, I guess, in the niche and the customer that you're serving. But yeah, you can definitely charge, something to do some advertisement, for them. It could probably work out for you as well.
Yeah, like I said, you can add a lot of components to your business.
Okay, so another question is, does the business perceive Amazon as promotion for them?
Meaning when I say, is your book up on Amazon? I'm guessing that's what they are asking.
I'm not sure. That's what I didn't even attempt to read it.
Yes. So when I do mention that, their booklet, it will be up on Amazon, it kind of does light them up a little bit because they get excited that they're going to be on Amazon. Now, these books don't really stand out because they're selling them with a course or their gifts or, so it's a little bit, you got to think a little bit differently in the sense of all the advertising.
Do you offer a generic title under your own brand?
Under
what brand do you publish this book?
I'm sorry, were you asking me that question?
You're asking under what brand are you? Like who's the author?
Who's the author? So when I do that, I put the owner of the business's name as the author, and then I'm the contributor.
Okay, so in this case, that lady from Mind and Body becomes a published author without even having to publish herself.
Correct. Yes. So it's under her name, and then I do as a contributing.
And that adds a lot to credibility for her, right? Because she became a published author without even having to do much for it. So, and she can add that, to her profile. I'm published on Amazon.
Yeah,
so it's
and then what happens is it becomes multiple books too. This is one thing I found is when I'm talking to these business owners, once they get the idea, they just like want to put 5 books, they're like, well, this book and that book, and they're like, let's get one done. But we get, you can get as many done as you can, but you can think of multiple books for them. Don't just think, I'm just going to put one booklet together. Think you'll have multiple books, either courses, or maybe she wants to do a recipe book like you were talking about, Fernando. She could add recipes and just have a separate booklet for that, sell it and make a royalty if you want to set it up that way with a rev share.
I got what you're saying, Susan. Yes, you can sell the generic version you want, under yourself. But you can set the keywords and everything you want to, because for the prepping the house for sale, it could be a very generic book without having the background, for the realtor. So you can actually make some money out of it.
Sure. Like I have this is just a templated thing that I created. So I could put my own name and brand on this booklet and sell it too. It's not gonna, so it's all customized for wherever you would like.
Okay. Do you guys have any other questions you would like to ask? So I don't want to give,
No, I know it's I think
already ask everything I can ask.
Yeah. Well, I hope we're giving you just the high level of what this is all about and how this is a great business model. And like I said, right now is the time to jump in. These businesses need our help. And it's such it's a way for them to get into a low cost printed material. And if there's mistakes, they don't have 100 sitting in their office with the mistakes. Say they change their website or they move locations. I've had my own business where I've had a lot of printed material and had to, put the little white sticker on it because now I have 100 books or 100 printed materials. And with KDP, as you know, most of you, you can make the changes really quickly, and you can charge for those updates as well. It depends, how much time it might take you. If it's a client that you're doing well with and you want to just do that for free, then that's up to you. But you can add, a $50 to $100 charge on there if you have to make some adjustments to their booklet. But at least they can make them without having to have hundreds of them in their office. Because when you go to a printer, the lowest I've seen is 25. But when you go out to professional printers, you're talking 100 to 200 booklets to get the price where you want it to be.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, I mean, they don't print you one at a time.
No, they will not print you one at a time.
It's going to be no cost efficient to have something like this unless you do it through Amazon, and that's
right.
a good opportunity. It's if this is something that fits your personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for example, me, I don't like going, businesses, stuff like that. I'm very good at talking to people online.
But you can do this online, Fernando. You can. I mean, I'm doing.
That's what I'm saying. You can schedule, Zoom meetings, and you don't have to really go door to door, and you can just be having a regular conversation. And right now technology makes it.
Makes it so easy
to close a deal. That you don't have to meet persons face to face, and more people are more comfortable. Even business owners are like, yeah, you know what? Let's meet X time. So they can wrap it up, and they don't have to be like you're waiting to reception, pressuring them, and then they're like, okay, I got to talk to you, and
right.
We have thousands of things on the head. They can go online and say, okay, let's wrap it up and let's continue the conversation.
And I teach a lot of that. That's a lot of the stuff that I've been teaching is how to approach the business and how not to, come up and just, put the hard sale on them right there. Business owners no one really likes that hard sale. But if you get to know them and know their business and then kind of approach it in the way it's going to solve and serve their solve their problems, then it's a much easier approach. So, and with COVID now, the online is just exploded in the sense that people, when you say, let's jump on a Zoom call, it's no big deal anymore. Before COVID, it was a little bit like some people did, some people didn't. I don't even go out to meet with people in business anymore. I do it all from home on my Zoom call or StreamYard now. But
it has become a lot easier to do business. I mean, to get people on a call. I remember, even on my business, which is online.
Yes.
To get somebody to jump in a call on Zoom, it was overwhelming for most people. Right now, I tell somebody, let's jump on a call, and they're like, okay.
It's changed, huh?
It has grown so much in our behavior, in our day-to-day, that doing a Zoom call now it's part of the vocabulary now. And it's like,
it really is.
It has to have a Zoom later, and 6 months ago, nobody knew what Zoom was. It's amazing for us that we're marketers and stuff like that because, the app wasn't that complicated to use because now everybody's using it. They have added so many blogs and links and back in changes because even kids are using it. I mean, my kids, I can imagine my kids right now with a Zoom. They're like, my 6-year-old daughter calls her cousin on Zoom, and it's like, why? But you have FaceTime. It's like, no, Zoom is better. I was like, okay.
Yeah. It's if anything, this model got stronger. KDP for B2B got stronger with COVID because everybody got real comfortable being online. And like I said before, I'd go out to the businesses more, and then occasionally would do the Zoom call in between if I had questions or this or that. But now I'm in many Facebook groups, and you see all the courses available and workshops and they need workbooks and all this stuff. And the one thing will come up too is, well, I have a PDF that I give away, but a booklet, you could do both. So don't think there has to be just one way. So when you start talking about the booklet, then that elevates their business too, because when they say, oh, I have a booklet on Amazon, like you said, Fernando, or you can send them. So they sign up for your workshop. Maybe it's a $1,200 workshop and a $12 to $15 workbook is no big deal out of the, out of the cost of the workshop or course we're doing. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna wrap it now. You
All
guys
right.
have any questions? Tammie is a member of the group, or the Master Brand Man group.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know we're like in so many groups right now.
We're in this group.
In the Master Brand Man group, she's a member. You can ask her any questions.
Yeah, more than happy to answer questions.
You can message her directly, so you want to. You have any other things to say, guys? Thank you so much for watching, Tammie.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.